Well, of YouTube, Ted Forsate here. And I just got done watching a movie. Mind you, never seen this movie. Never. Believe it or not. Of course, I've gotten Amazon Prime. For some reason, I accidentally hooked up on that. Excuse me, don't know how, but I did. And I've been watching some movies here and there to relax and sometimes pass a little time. Now this movie is a little out of sorts, but whoops. Dark was the night. And but I am very glad that I stumbled upon this movie. And mind you, the day, and today I did a video earlier of the bald eagle showing itself. But not only that, mind you, flying in the middle of the friggin' road. Like halfway through the tree lines, mind you. And then I don't know where he went after that. But what a coincidence. I have seen this movie on Amazon for about, I don't know, it just started popping up about a week ago. And I, read the description of it. And at first it didn't sound, too interesting. But due to the fact of the concept of the story, and it was a well-written story, well played out, but the creature at the end was, you'll have to see it if you want to check it all out fully, but I'll tell you something. It is a very compelling story, and I do believe it's got to do with ancient tales of Native Americans. And like I say, and I always say in my Native American videos that I do, and of course, the beginning of the King Philip Great Chief Metacom War was due to the fact of, not only taking the land, stealing the land, but also disrespecting the land. And there's a lot of stuff that was built over Native American burial grounds, mind you, throughout this area and New York. And pretty much all through the United States. They were here first. That's why they call it Native American land. And of course, when the white man came here, and as you'll see in this movie, yeah, that's right. I mean, I believe this movie came out in 2011, maybe. And I don't know how I missed it. If it was even on Amazon, and that's it. I would have never known. Like I said, I just recently got Amazon in probably 2020, the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. I mean, they do got movies I've seen before in the past, but they also got stuff that I've never seen. And some of the stuff I could say I know why I never seen, because it ain't that great, but I always like to watch a good movie. And this does literally portray, what I say in my videos. Don't disrespect the land. And I believe that Skinwalker Ranch is one of them places that was disrespect. And now, of course, being completely, fully haunted by the Skinwalker lore, which I don't believe it's a lore or a myth or an ancient Native American tale. It is true. And I've also said before I show anything why these creatures, and a lot of people cite these creatures, why they do not, not a lot of people die from a Skinwalker sighting. And I believe the reason why is because they're only out there for one thing, to make you know that you are either near, on, or possibly going to disrespect Native American land. And that's why them sightings happen. And this tells a great tale of that. Because in the beginning of the movie, it starts off with a logging company. And this logging company is cutting on through in a mountain area, mind you, cutting up the land and trees, grinding them down. And it is believed, right, that they had awoken a spirit. Now, the spirit, so say the creature in the movie, is kind of blown out of proportion. But not only that, they're calling it, the devil, the demon, and it ain't none of that. It's a shaman spirit that taken form of a skinwalker and made by the Native American Navajos. And I always say it from the, I believe his name is George Knapp, the man who now owns Skinwalker Ranch. And I watched all up the way to the point where he got and said that Native Americans made the Skinwalker to keep the enemies of them off their sacred land. And I haven't watched that video fully because he was talking about, all the stuff that's happened to it, on it, and so forth. You look up Skinwalker Ranch, you'll find a whole, year's worth of probably work you can look at and stuff and, right, understand it. I mean, not only that, you got the, UFO sightings or whatever, but I also believe that they talk about the magnetic field in the spirit world. And everybody knows electricity brings back people to life. Whether or not you had a heart attack and the EMTs bring it. And you know damn well if there's alien life form or beneath us, what is beneath us, in that magnetic fields of them ships that I believe are now traveling under beneath this grounded land. I mean, they're not just up in space. It ain't what's up in space no more. It's what's tunneled under us. And I believe that that is a good cause for it to bring back the spirits in the spirit world. And, call me crazy, whatever. I mean, but what I've been literally experiencing in the past couple months, I mean, ever since I started turning on a camera, I can't even say the past few months, couple months. It's just getting stronger. That's one thing I can say. But for that eagle to be seen today in this damn movie to come up, it's like, whoa, something is telling me, and right, I need to tell the tale. And I need to tell the tale the right way. Because in this movie, they show that the police officer who is the one who kills the creature or whatnot, which that was, like I said, exaggerated a little, placed in wrongly. And what I want people to know is that, right, you cannot kill a skinwalker spirit. But I think you can show respect and you will not be harmed. And, right, Native Americans and Navajos say that. We don't even mess with that. We don't da-da-da. But, I'm sorry, there's a little secret behind it, but you can't think that you're gonna, but that's the thing is, right, you can't think that you're just gonna be all right on what I say, because you can't. Because you gotta have that Native American spirit also. But I do think it does take into consideration of people that do have sightings of it, just only to make warning. But I've found ways that I think that you can, say so, give a peace treaty to it and not even have to, deal with it and not disrespect it. And one thing I've found out that I've done, that I think that I've been brought into the spirit world myself in Storyland, to true tales, not just Storyland of fake, Storyland of real tales. Because I went to sacred places and played Native American Navajo music too. Or any Native American peace treaty music. You don't want to throw out a war dance type song, but you want to throw out there of, the music that they played back when they started recording it. In Native American music, of course, was always around when, from the dawn of white man discovering them. And they do their war dances and stuff around the fires, right? They prepare for battle. And it's not surprising of why Skinwalker was created. But in ways, if you show that respect, I don't tell anybody to go hunt for it. I'm trying to hunt for it, but I don't ever advise anybody else. I do think I have a clique and a niche that I can, and I've only proven that with birds that have come to me. Even the great horned-eared owl has approached me, and now today, 2 times, and today one of them has seen gratefully the Native American eagle just flying towards me on the road today. And I was like, oh my God, if that just couldn't even been more amazing. And then when I got closer to it, right, and I was trying to ease in my pocket to get my phone, but that sucker took a right turn. And it's no sooner than I turned around and tried to come back and get my phone out. And I started a video, as you can see, in my backyard to see if it maybe would reappear, but it didn't. Believe it or not, you can say what you will, but I think I have a strong connection right now with the spirit world. And bringing this movie up for the first time, Dark Was the Night. More tales need to be told so people can understand this. And this, of course, is like looking at the creature. Guy had a trail cam, put this up, showed the officer in charge of this case. And he was, right, say so, a non-believer. A new deputy came in town, and it is a small town, say, as if like 200 to 300 people type ordeal. I don't know if it's a real town, but I'm going to show that in a minute. Maiden Woods is as it's called. Kevin Durand, he's an awesome actor. He was in the movie. He's in a lot of movies, but the one I know him more of is Real Steel. As the guy that has Jack, what's his name, plays Wolverine, going against him, and he owes him all this money, and having to know all about the robot fighting world, which is pretty cool. I like that movie. But that's when I was introduced to this guy, was watching Real Steel. And seeing him in this and knowing he's in other movies, I can say he's a damn good actor. He portrays a good, officer in this movie, that's for sure. But he does not get killed, but he does get attacked by the beast. And even if you do get attacked, I think, let alone, and I don't even know if the directors would even know of this or whatnot, but yeah, warning signs, warning, stay out, stay off, and everything. And, he gets told by another town, another county that 9 miles away that, that a logging company was up there screwing around. So, yeah, he admits that now he believes that the thing was awoken. And that's exactly what it is. If you're stepping on land you don't know about, just like up in Leominster State Forest, a woman commenting me saying that they heard some demonic type of meowing cat, whatever the case may be. I mean, this is just, and that's another warning sign. You know, how many people have I gotten on that experiencing besides 2010 of the Bigfoot experience of the husband and wife up there that caught the foot and had an encounter. And wherever there's a Bigfoot sighting, there's Native American stories or lores, and all through Mount Wachusett, mind you. And you must remember this. Great Chief Metacom, when he retreated in battle and had to retreat, recuperate, recover, and gather all his warriors back up, you know, in case they were losing battle, he would retreat to Mount Wachusett. Sacred land. All up in there. And I do have a strong belief that that has something to do also with the Lisa Keys story. You know, unfortunately, that kid was taken away, obviously, from the spirit world, whatnot, whatever lies in that mountain, only to give warning. But what it is with that, and if the spirit world knows that you're disrespecting the land, they will make known of your people getting taken. And then you got them looking up right here, North American Atlantic coast. According to legend, the creature is it says I didn't get to get the whole thing, devil eating. Creature, three-toed spirit of Native American legend. Poof, right there. This is what I want everyone to hear. I'm going to play the audio in a minute. And then I'm going to go show you the other video. But and what in the other video I think is misinterpreted is the creature killing animals and killing a deer when a skinwalker, to me, and I think this has got to do with the skinwalker encounters, right? Whatever lore that they went on in this movie or whatever stories they looked up on, they were going with the skinwalker with me in this movie. So, with that being said, it's just all about the sacred land. So let's get this rolling a minute. Men, women, children. Bear with me. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't show who was in this part due to copywriting. I mean, I've gotten lucky and did one video out of another movie about Native American talking to the white man. But, I didn't want to do that in this one. But all I wanted was the talking. But this is a bartender that had a great-grandmother or something you'll hear him say. Talking about the tales of what she thought was in them woods that he says, oh, I believe enough to lock my doors at night, knowing that a spirit can get in your house. I can say the skinwalker spirit, let alone Native American spirit, can enter your house at any time. Other than that, there are spirit things, don't get me wrong, that if you open up the door and let them in, that's a big mistake. So you got to be careful is right. You don't ever want to open up a door to 3 knocks and no one there. Always make sure you look in that keyhole for anything knocking. But this is the tale, supposedly, of this. So wherever they got this from, of history of Native Americans, I mean, they did a great job on it. Oh, and I think I didn't say he's talking to the deputy. The deputy had moved from New York, like I said. I think I said it. And he wanted to start a new life. But now that this has started and a few people have gotten killed. Now a horse got killed at first. Then a couple guys got hung up in a tree. Oh, and one more thing before I go on. Oh, it will tell you in this. Then I'm going to talk about that. But check this out first.
The town. Not my booze. I know my booze is good.
It's different. Good kind of different. A lot of excitement. Tracks in the snow.
How much you know about this place? In the woods? My grandma, she was full-blood Shawnee. Used to tell stories passed down by our people for generations.
Yeah. Story?
About them woods, what lived out there. The spirits that roamed in the trees. See, they say when the white man came here, he didn't respect the land or the spirits, so they came after him. Men, women, and children.
Do you believe the stories?
Now, when I was young, there was a boy went missing up in them woods. They searched. When they found him, his body was 30 feet up the tree. So let's just say I believe it enough to keep my door locked.
That is the story of that town, whether it's fictional, non-fictional, whatever case may be. I'm sure the writers of this movie had gotten it from a, tale from Native Americans. And there's that one thing I always speak of, especially them cases out there in the Utah, Colorado mountains about children getting snagged up and found in high places, high rock terrain. And, there was another case I was doing where the guy was found up in somewhere where no one could even climb with mountain climbing gear, and a boot was found here and a boot was found there and all that crazy stuff. 30 feet in a tree, getting dragged up, murdered. And then there was other guys in this movie that were hung in the tree. I mean, they went 30 feet up, but, it was just the idea of it. But yet, these are the things that I say, especially out west in Navajo territory, land. Skinwalkers ain't no joke. And I do believe they exist. And I do believe they get channeled through them landlines, ghost landlines. And they're channeled out and spread out. And I have a bunch of videos up on that. Hunt for Skinwalker. A lot of places out there that have been, people telling stories of, this crooked looking deer. And, they do take form. They do, mimic other animals. Even though they got that raunchy dead smell and they, don't look healthy. Yeah, you could almost definitely make sure that you got a sighting of a skinwalker. I mean, this creature they made up looked like something alien formed, but it was, that route to me towards the skinwalker. Especially, the footage they make of it or whatnot, and how they did make it. The long legs, the long hanging arms, right? There's always something there in tales like this or movies like this that kind of, show it right. I mean, this is the, oh, that's another thing, sorry. But coming up with this, and here's the other video. Now, this is the officer, what's his name, playing. He got knocked down by this thing. There's a dead deer in the road. He approaches a dead deer. The thing's clawed to shit. Stories just like Skinwalkers. Now, as you can see, he looks up, the thing's gone. And that's the thing with these skinwalkers. They can make animals disappear in a flash of an eye is right. Whether it's an optical illusion they're doing on you, whether it's a, and then they show it in the background, you know, right there, the little form, the body, you can see it. I mean, whether or not they are, mimicking your images and making you see what they want you to see, it doesn't matter. It's there to prove, and it's there to show you you're near my sacred land. Now, this movie was more or less right, going with the loggers, waking it up, and then all of a sudden the thing's traveling, looking for a new home, which that is not the case. That's the little flaw with this movie. But everything else in this thing, I think it's downright packed, you know, to the Skinwalker stories. And, of course, they show these totem poles in there. And that's a big indication of Native American spirits. And if they had them in that town, say so, I would not be surprised that would be the case of this, you know, beast awakening. And I'm sure there's a lot of places, of course, that out west, Navajo, it doesn't matter what tribe you are, whatever they believe in, whatever they make or create, it all's got to do with the sacred land. Warnings. And I mean, they natives will tell you you don't mess with them, but that's their family. They made them. But they don't want to, you know, it sucks to say that they hide it like that. I'm sorry. I'm not hiding nothing, because you know what? The land should not be disrespected. Neither should not have even be a Native American. You know, they lived here first. We lived here first. And we should have more pull than what we are given. Especially, you know, and when we get tormented or, right, gypped, robbed, or just disrespect by someone coming in, we're just going to take this whole property and lay down some new stuff and cut some trees down. And that's right, you're messing with the land. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I believe this is a perfect film, another perfect film to indicate this story of why and how it should be told. I mean, like I said, there are some flaws of it. And, you know, the guy, and what it is with not killing the officer. I mean, I believe it's got to do with him. For anybody else to come along in that town, he'll make sure to tell that next person to, hey, you have something here. And at the end of the movie, man, well, I don't even know if I should spoil it, but you know, you need to watch it. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to watch it, but I mean, I'll tell the ending of it, whatever, because it ends, and it will make more sense if I tell the tale anyways, is that there was like, say like 5, 8 more that came out of the woods or out of whatever and started attacking the church they were in. They were climbing all over the friggin' thing. So that right there means that's right. There's not just one skinwalker out there. In order to kill a skinwalker, which is, you know, something the movie lacks of, you need to call out its original name. And of course, who's going to know the name of that skinwalker unless there's a tale out there telling of the man, or they knew of the man or shaman. The witch doctor, they call them, but they're shamans who created it if they knew the name. But I highly doubt anybody's going to know that. That's why these encounters happen a lot. But, whatever the case may be, this is a good film to show bits and pieces of why the Skinwalker was made. I mean, I enjoyed it. rather the guy killing the thing at the end and why it didn't kill him. And I'm going to put it in my own words, my own thoughts, theories, ideas. This is not the truth through Native American culture. It's just what I think should be said because of the simple fact of you want to disrespect something. You want to get up there and, build whatever the frig steal, take that don't belong to you. And it is sacred. It's gonna kill you. But if you show your respect like I do and what I've done and what I think I've got the path that could be what to do, but I don't recommend nobody do it. But I think I'm here to tell the tale. And that's why a lot of people don't get killed by the skinwalker. Because they want you to tell the tale. They want you to tell people, we are out here, stay away. And I think that's all it is. But you got to respect it. You can't disrespect it. You can't go out there and think you're going to, oh yeah, I'm cool about this, and get cocky, arrogant. There's ways you got to approach it. And I believe I found them ways, but I'm not teaching people this. I'm telling you, if you do have to, you need to play that Native American music. If you live out west, you play the Navajo music. And that will keep you from getting harmed, or let alone, I think it will keep it from, sending you the message to get out. Because they'll understand you because they hear their music playing. They'll hear it. They're not going to mess with that. But I'm not recommending anybody go out there and F with them. I mean, I know I have Native in my blood. Just got to figure out which tribe or what culture I come from. But what's been happening to me, like I say, with all the sacred birds around me, and these spirit worlds roaming up around me, I think I've opened up a door, and I'm here to do a job, advocate for the dead. So, with that being said, I recommend anybody watch this movie. Pretty good movie, but I pretty much ruined it and spoiled it. But hey, at least you'll get an understanding of why these creatures are here. And maybe you can get an understanding of how to make it, not make itself really known to you. That's right. Because you got to show respect, care. That's it. Stay off the land. Don't mess with it. I think that dream I had when I was a kid was definitely a sign. Because I had a dream of skinwalkers attacking me. In a dream I had when I was a teenager, and I was like, what the fuck was that? But you know what? It was a message. It wasn't to kill me. It was just a message. And I think I've had that in me all along, just didn't know it was there. Till that next video, be safe, take care. Believe it or not, I think I'm onto something here. And I think that the way I'm going, I might even catch me something to make proof that these damn things are real. And all they want is respect. And stay off that land. Till that next video,